Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Today's episode is going to be all about tantrums. You know, those crazy meltdowns our kids have that sometimes we just don't know how to handle. I found this adorable picture of Oliver, my middle guy, post meltdown. He was just pouting under a chair because the whole meltdown happened. And now I guess he was just re regulating himself. But it was all over a green bean. I mean, I grew up in a family where you had to eat your vegetables. If you didn't finish your plate, you had to sit at the dinner table until you were done. He just put it in his mouth and didn't chew it, didn't swallow it, just left it there, like hit it right behind his lip, kind of right over his teeth for hours and hours and hours. We said, Oliver, just eat half the green bean. Just eat a little bit of the green bean. And you kind of draw this line in the sand where it's like, now I can't give in. He's not giving in. I can't give in. So it's like, what are we supposed to do in this whole moment? So that's exactly what our guests are going to help us with today. How to handle these meltdowns that our toddlers, or let's be honest, our older kids have sometimes too. It's Kristin Gallen and Deena Margolin. You know them as Big Little Feelings. They're a child therapist, a parent coach, their best friends, their moms themselves. They have about 3.5 million followers. So clearly there are a lot of us out there that have a lot of questions and need some advice, especially when it comes to handling our little kids' big feelings. So please welcome Kristin and Deena. Between the three of us, I mean, we have about 9 kids, right? So we kind of know what we're talking about. I have 3 boys. It's just full energy all the time. My kids aren't very tantrumy kids, I would say. You know, they have their moments, don't get me wrong. But that's kind of what we're going to chit chat today about, you know, just kind of how to handle these meltdowns, whether it's all on the kids or if a lot of it's on us too. Because I feel like sometimes I don't have the mental capacity to handle whatever minor meltdown they're having. So I will take all the tips I can get. When it comes to a meltdown in a child, what is actually happening in their brains?
You can think of it as they're just overwhelmed with their feelings. You have to understand that their brains are not fully developed yet. When they're little, the prefrontal cortex, which is the important upper part of our brain that helps us manage our emotions and share what we need with words and control our body impulses, it just has not developed yet. And that means, of course, we're going to see them crying, screaming, just falling apart on the floor when they're upset.
And I think that's what makes it so hard, because you have this child who isn't fully developed, and then you have an adult who is fully developed and knows right from wrong and proper behavior. So it's very hard for me as a parent to allow that meltdown to happen because I'm trying to reason with them. Is that where parents go wrong?
I wouldn't say, go wrong. It makes a lot of sense because, as you're saying, we're looking at them like, what is going on? You asked for a green cup. I handed you a green cup. Like, what could be wrong here? But that's exactly it, is they don't have the skills yet or the capacity to share their emotions, to regulate their emotions the way that we do.
I also think that we adults, we lose it too, right? And when we are losing it and when we are at sort of the red level, our brains are offline as well. Like our logic and our reasoning is off as well. Have you ever just had the worst day and you're venting to your partner and they come in with some logic and then I'm just like, what, erupting. So logic,
I almost get more mad with the logic.
So much more mad. I'm like, just validate my feelings. God, how hard is it? So logic is just not the time for anyone when they're at a level 10. But a toddler especially, like, I can't say this enough to my husband where I'm like, it's not about the pasta. It's not about the pasta. It's not about the pasta. We're trying to fix what's happening. You don't actually have to fix what's happening. Just kind of let it happen. Let it ride. Let that healthy emotional release happen. And then later on, if there was some bad behavior, unwanted behavior, something other than crying, because crying is okay, by the way, but you can address that later, the logic piece later when their brains have come back online.
And our only job really is to create a safe space for that to happen, for them to release. And then later we teach them about what they were feeling, how they can handle it next time when their brain can actually take it all in.
So listening to that, I want to go back to a time. I remember Calvin, my oldest now, when he was about 2, 3, he was like a headbanger. Like he'd get so angry and just like bang his head on the ground and just tantrum. And I couldn't say anything. I couldn't snap him out of it. Nothing would happen. So I would just move him to the carpet and let him do whatever he was going to do. And I just stepped back. It was like, nothing I'm saying is working. He's in a safer place. He's not on the hardwood floor anymore. And I just kind of let him do his thing. Was that the right thing to do?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, safety, listen, safety is the number one thing when our kids are upset, whether it's they're banging their head on the ground, they're hurting a sibling. Safety, we step in, we make sure that everyone's going to be okay. Some kids, especially, by the way, the more you start talking about feelings, the more they explode. And so what we want to do is stay present, stay calm, stay confident. We can handle all these feelings. They don't scare us. And we're going to be there with them.
So you mentioned siblings. Ollie said, yeah, that's the new thing Rusty's doing. And I said, what's the new thing? He's like, he grabs my arm and digs his fingers into my, like digs his nails into my arm when he gets mad at me. And I was like, okay, well, that's not great. Like Rusty, my youngest, is very physical. Like he wants to hit, he wants to dig his nails, he wants to bite. Like he's just very aggressive. And I feel like I need to step in just for the safety of everyone else around him. How do you properly step in when he's having that like anger episode?
I would say it's twofold in this situation. Like one, obviously, yes, we want to step in and keep our kids safe when something not safe is happening. And two, we want to give each kid the skills that they need to navigate this type of situation, right? So for your other kid who's the one being pinched or scratched or bitten, whatever it is going on, you want to give them the self-assertiveness skills to be able to say, stop, that's not okay with me. Teach them to move away when somebody's hurting you. Teach them to find a grown-up if somebody does not stop after you say stop. And then our other kid, who's the aggressor in this case, when things are calmer, we want to help them build self-awareness. What were you feeling? What was going on? Oh, your brother took your toy. That made you really upset. How can you handle it next time without touching bodies? Because it's okay to feel mad. It's not okay to hurt someone. What can we do?
Mm-hmm. And if you're saying he's a more physical kid, he might not say, hey, I don't like that when you do it. And he might need other ways to get his anger out. You might need to give him some squeeze balls. You might need to let him scream into a pillow. You might need to say, okay, like jump up and down 15 times or 10 times or whatever it may be. Find a different physical expression for that anger and really let him let it out. He's not doing it in a happy way. I know with my child, who's very similar, I would have like a handball and she can throw it against the wall as hard as she wants and almost like a squishy ball. So it's really satisfying and look really angry when she does it. So it's not the anger that's the problem. It's how you're letting it out.
I agree. I think it's one of the hardest things for a lot of us as parents. We got punished for being and feeling angry. Our parents didn't have room for it, never taught us how to let it out safely. But that's exactly it. There is nothing wrong with anger. It's a healthy emotion, and it's simply about learning how to let it out safely.
This is very eye-opening to me because I tend to be, this sounds crazy, but I tend to be like, when I get angry, I could punch a wall, right? Like I get very physical. But again, it wasn't like I was allowed to do that when I was little.
So a lot of times, especially women and little girls, we've been taught to shove that down. That can lead to depression. It can lead to physical ailments. We know how much that can just linger inside of there. And so a healthy expression, going to a boxing class for adults, is so healthy. So I think it's unrealistic to teach children to be angry and to very calmly say, hey, I didn't like when you take my toy. When you feel that surge of anger, that's natural. And what can we do with it? And giving them those tools as an adult and as a child.
So on the flip side of my angry child, I also have my older one who's just much more sensitive. He's the one who wants the hugs, he wants the cuddles. But when he was having a meltdown, I just paused for a second and I said, do you want a hug? And he just immediately stopped in his tracks, gave me a hug, totally calmed down. And then we were able to talk it through. So like, I guess that was a technique too, because I know you guys say, just pause and wait a few seconds. Like that short moment goes a long way, right?
Yeah. And all kids are so different, by the way. I feel like this is a really important detail is some kids are going to want you to stay there and just be quiet. Don't say anything, just be there with them and let them like ride out that big feeling, that tantrum, whatever it is. Some kids do. They want you to offer the hug. They want that connection. They want you to say, I see how disappointing this is. I see you're really upset. And that makes them feel really validated and calmer. So I love how you tuned into like you have two very different kids who want different ways of you showing up in their hard moments.
Is it trial and error? Like, do you recommend that parents kind of, try it one way, see if it works, try another way, see if that works, and roll with it?
Absolutely. Yes, that is the only way. And really, temperament goes such a long way. Can you imagine, like you're saying, your other one who's a little more, aggressive? Can you imagine offering a hug? Because mine would be throwing something at my face, And so I think it's great because there are so many different approaches that are out there, and you really just have to try them on for size and see what works for your kid.
Exactly. Seeing how they respond, especially because there is a certain subsect of kids called big feelers. And these kids are more highly sensitive. They're defiant, they're strong-willed, they're explosive. And those kids do usually need a certain kind of approach. And when you try to talk about feelings in the moment, like Kristin said, expect something to be thrown at your face. Okay. Like that's how it is.
How do we know what is kind of a normal meltdown, a normal tantrum, just like normal behavior as kids are trying to figure out this feeling that they're feeling versus maybe something in particular is happening at home or there's a way that I parent that is causing them to be this way? Like, how do you know when to kind of change the whole behavior versus just kind of handle the moment?
I think you bring up a really good point. When there's big life changes, when we are having a lot of stress in our house, when we're fighting with our spouse, when there's that stress going on, we can also expect bigger, longer meltdowns, bigger behaviors, more hitting, whining, tantruming. So it's twofold.
How do you suggest to handle tantrums that happen in public? I mean, I remember one time I was just battling with one of the kids. I forget if it was like holding the umbrella or not holding the umbrella. It was one or the other. It was raining. And there was a moment where I'm standing right outside a door and I forget which kid it even was, but he's now laying on the floor while it's raining on him and I'm holding the umbrella, just standing there. And someone comes out, a mom comes out and she's like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "No, we're good." Like I was just sort of letting it happen because it wasn't anything bad. He was just getting wet. It really wasn't a big deal. But I mean, how do you recommend we handle these big meltdowns in public?
Deena and I talk about this all the time, that this is one of our biggest triggers, and we wish that it wasn't, because from the lens of child development, this is perfectly normal, perfectly natural. Your child doesn't know whether they are like in a house or whether they are outside. They're in this, again, their brain is offline, their brain is underdeveloped. Just biologically, for Deena and I, this one's a really, really hard one, because you think everyone is staring at you. You think everybody is watching you. It has so much to do with at least how we were raised, or a lot of us, because our parents' generation was like, pinch the back of your neck and like, you better put those tears back into your eyes.
Tears
you better
back
suck
in.
those back in and put a smile on your face. And so it feels on the inside like there's an emergency happening. I think the first thing to remember, or at least this is my philosophy, this is not, everyone is going to feel differently about this. When you're on an airplane, do you ever care if someone else's child is melting down? Because I don't.
I don't, and I'm just happy it's not my child.
I'm so happy it's not my child. And so for me, when it's a public meltdown, is it really that big of a problem for 2 to 3 minutes? If it's my child, it's more like, sometimes, we're getting the 15 or 20 and then we're probably leaving, right? We're probably taking them out. We're probably doing what we have to do. But a quick meltdown in public for me is not really a problem. I tend to attempt, when I'm not super triggered, to do the same strategies. Hey, validating their feelings, letting them let it out. Now, at a certain point, in certain situations, what I like to do is remove the child not out of punishment, but perhaps because of overwhelm or it's an inappropriate place. If we're sitting in a restaurant, I'm not going to let them let it out for 20 minutes. I'm going to say, hey, it's okay to feel mad. You're feeling mad right now or sad or whatever it is. And we need to head outside and you can let your feelings out there. And then, yeah, they're allowed to cry outside. We're not punishing. We're just removing them from the situation, letting them let it out and take them back in.
What do you recommend you do when the parent is having the meltdown? I feel like I run
Girl.
into this situation. I mean, I work early in the morning. So by the time 7:30, 8 o'clock comes, I'm done. I am just totally, I've used up all my patience. And when they're brushing their teeth, they're all happy. They're laughing. They're happy as can be, but they're like play fighting. And I mean, it's like they're not really brushing their teeth. They're doing this. They're tipping over the water, spilling it all over the place. And I just am ready to lose my mind. I'm like, brush your teeth, or I yell, or I'm done.
That's a great question. So for the teeth example, first of all, I feel for you having a really early work day. You're dealing with bedtime, what we all deal with at bedtime, but in the morning. So I want to just normalize what you're handling because you've worked the whole day. Now you are
Yes.
exhausted, and most of us parents are reaching our limit around bedtime and the water is splashing and they're not brushing their teeth. So I just want to normalize
Yes.
that first of all. Okay, what can we do after a work day? Is there something we could do like charts that's going to make their brushing teeth a little bit easier, smoother, quicker? They're more incentivized to like put a sticker next to their toothbrush to get to the next activity rather than like hitting and fighting or whatever, because if they get the sticker and then they run downstairs and they run to the next thing, that might help you out because they're more motivated to keep going. In other cases, when we're triggered, we might just need to use some extra tools in our toolbox. I was never taught how to stay calm when I'm starting about to lose my shit. And yet it's what we are teaching our children every day. So why are we not doing the exact same thing I'm teaching my toddler about thermometer zones, green, yellow, orange, red. So me, Kristin, when I'm about to hit orange, I'm going to lean against a wall because it helps ground you, like literally lean against a wall. And I like to smell something really strong. I always have like a peppermint or something in every single room. That's my go-to. Some people like deep breaths. Some people like to use little fidget toys and open them and close them. But I would recommend everybody who is listening to this, try to get 2 to 3 things that are not just take a deep breath, because that doesn't always work for everyone.
Yeah.
And actually try to do certain things in front of your kids when you're entering your own yellow or orange zone and let them watch you do it. Be like, I'm feeling frustrated. You guys are not moving fast enough. I'm going to lean against this wall and I'm going to use this squishy toy right now and like leave me alone for 5 seconds and really do that.
Yeah, that's really great advice.
Thank you. Right? And it's like, wait a minute. What about me and my yellow zones?
Yeah, because I feel like I yell and then I feel guilty because they're so cute once they actually snuggle up in bed and they want to hug you. And then I'm apologizing and, then they're trying to make me feel better. And I just feel like roles have been reversed.
Yeah, and that's perfectly natural, by the way. That's super healthy. They're supposed to see you get upset. They're supposed to see you hit your limit. You're supposed to then repair, apologize. That's what it sounds like you're doing. And then you repair and you snuggle in bed. That's great. That's human.
I'm so curious because I feel like I'm just like, I grew up in a household where it was just, you listen to your parents, you push down your feelings. If you had an emotion, you just went into another room, you had the emotion over there. And now we're in this generation where you have to let the kids feel this and feel that and, kind of hold their emotions and make them feel like you support everything they're doing and everything they're going through. So I wonder for folks who maybe are skeptical of letting their kids run the show, if you will, why is it important to at least try to understand their emotions and, how it actually can benefit them if they just try some of these tips and stop being so skeptical about it?
I think there's a myth out there that leaning into feelings, teaching about feelings, talking about feelings makes your kids like this delicate, fragile little snowflake who just crumbles at one touch of something upsetting, when the reality is that learning about what you're feeling and then how to handle it actually makes you so much more resilient and strong and capable for handling all that life is going to throw at you. Life has ups and downs. And if we can learn how to handle disappointment, our anger, our fear, our sadness without completely disappearing, shoving it down, pretending it's not happening, because we all know what happens later. It explodes. We explode at people. It doesn't make sense, right? It's spilling out now all over the place. Or we've kept it all inside and we're so anxious. We're depressed. We don't feel good. That's not great. So learning how to handle emotions and building this truly like social emotional intelligence at an early stage of life, like, oh my God, it's life changing. You're going to be able to handle so much more in life in general.
And just to clarify also, I think the term you used was people who think letting your kids run the show. That's what I want to touch on, because if you are letting your kid run the show or let their feelings run the show, you are going to have a problem with your child, and your child is going to have a problem with life. And that is not what we recommend at all. And so allowing feelings, teaching about feelings, teaching about coping skills for feelings that are very human, that is what we recommend. And we also recommend the adult is in charge. You are the leader of your home, and you don't need to lead with terror or with blind obedience, because whether this is in a home or in a government, it usually doesn't work out very well. People don't want to listen to you. So we recommend that you be the best leader that you possibly can be in your home. And that is someone who is in charge. I am in charge of this plane. I am making sure this thing is not going down. Here's our set of family rules to make sure the plane is not going down. You can be upset about that rule. I hear you. And this rule is still in place. So they're actually not in control. We're not changing the rules at all, but we are showing up for them saying, yeah, that makes sense. You're mad that you can't watch your iPad 8 hours a day. I get that. I would love to watch my iPad 8 hours a day. It makes me feel pretty darn sad right now that I can't do that and I have to go to work. I get it, dude. Like, I get it. And we're not watching iPad, you know? That's it.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. We do this thing called Parenting Confessions, and you guys have a lot of the answers that us parents look to. But has there been these moments where maybe you haven't followed your own advice?
Only every day. Yeah, sure. Did you see me this morning, or like what far back are we going?
Yeah, every day. Before I had kids, I was like, oh, when I go to a restaurant, I'm never pulling out an iPad. Like when I am just out of bandwidth and we're there, and I just want to talk to my husband for a second. Like we haven't talked in days, we're ships in the night right now. I'm like, you know what, boys? Like, let's watch a little show on the iPad until the food gets here, and we're going to have a great dinner.
That makes me feel good, because sometimes there is this moment where you're just like, I can't just keep sitting here entertaining you. You need the break.
Let's see. My confession, because I don't know if that would be that's like something that's like you shouldn't even have to confess, right? Like that's good.
I know.
Everybody's listening, like do it. I think I threaten, and I hate that. I'm a threats person, and of course it has to do with the way that I was raised, and only if I get to like a level 10. I don't use threats as my go-to strategy, but when I hit my limit, I hate it when it comes out of my mouth, and I'm like, we will never go to this park again. We're never going to another playground. We're never. You're showing me. I hate when I do, and it will just, if I'm at my limit, I will throw out the threat, and then they start crying, and then I'm like, oh God, and like of course I'll stick to it then, and then it'll be later that I'm like, I didn't mean that at all. Like we'll literally go to playground tomorrow. I'm so sorry. So I think the one that I hate is definitely threats when I get to my limit.
I know you guys have said your hot take is not sharing.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I can relate to that so much, because I'm a big fan of, if somebody is actively playing with something, there's no reason you should stop playing just because somebody else wants it in that moment.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And for the record, we are pro sharing, but we are, the hot take is, we're not into blind, give it up, sharing. And
Forced.
it's exactly what you said, where, again, we are women sitting here, and whether they are little girls or little boys, but what comes to my mind is being a little girl, okay? And if somebody says, I need that right now, and what do we tend to do as adults? We're like, okay, here you go. I hate that. Why? Why is it
Yeah.
that I can't say, you know what, I need 3 more minutes with that and then I can give it to you? It would be absurd if we were in the workplace and your boss came up to you and said, hey, give your laptop right now to your coworker. And you're like, I'm in the middle of this deal right now. It's a multi-million-dollar deal and I just need 2 minutes. And they're like, right now, give it right this second. It would be absurd. And so
It's
rather
crazy. Yes.
see. And so why not allow our children to be set up for success later on in life? That's what we're trying to do. So teach your child from 1 years old, 2 years old, 3 years old to say, hey, I'm not done yet. And here is when I will be done. And on the other side,
Yeah.
say, hey, I'd like a turn with that. And teach your child, you may have to wait. You should advocate and ask for yourself. Advocate on both sides in a kind way.
So many grown-ups are still relearning that you can be a kind person and have boundaries and share your needs, and you're still a kind, respectful person. We can teach that to them early.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, honestly, it was just such a great conversation, and I feel so much more like relaxed and normal talking to you guys. It's like you can have all of these different feelings. I'm not in this alone. You guys are on the same page. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're
Thank you.
awesome.
Yeah, you're doing great. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I'm proud of you guys too.
Thanks.
I just feel like I learned so much from that conversation because I mean, so often you feel like this gentle parenting and let the kids have their emotions. It makes me nervous as a parent because it just goes against everything I learned as a child. I just feel like there's this mantra these days where it's like you have to let the kids have their feelings. You have to talk through their feelings. You have to be gentle. You have to be understanding. And if I actually take a step back for a second, I feel like, wow, I guess I actually kind of do that. My kids have these meltdowns and I let them have their meltdowns in a safe way, in a safe place. There's this stigma about gentle parenting and to let the kids have their emotions, but in reality, I think it's the best thing for them. And as an adult, as a parent, I think it's the best thing for us too, because we know why our children are acting this way. They're opening up, they're talking to us. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want to be the person your kids go to. Anyway, if you're a parent of a toddler who's having tantrums or an older kid, or you're like me and you've got 3 kids at all different stages of life, we're just gonna keep figuring this out together. And we've got this. So please, write your comments below. Follow Dylan Dreyer NBC on Instagram. Follow Today Parents for more parenting advice and tips and tricks and commiserations and all the things that come along with it. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.